Okay, so last time we have discussed how to measure time complexity of different types of algorithms, right? So we have varieties of algorithms. Like some algorithms may contain only simple statements. How to find this time complexity, right? Algorithm we know is a step-by-step instructions. Okay, so each step will find how many operations are present. You count how many operations are present in this step, how many operations are present in this step. Okay, operation, floating point operations, right? Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, those type of operations you count. Finally you add all these operations, that will give you the total time complexity, E of n, right? Suppose your algorithm contains only simple statement, like one algorithm contains, suppose a equal to 5, right? B equal to 7. Then suppose you are interested to compute sum equal to a plus b. These are very simple instructions. Then you are interested to compute the average equal to sum by 2. Then fourth instruction might be find the product. Product, suppose whatever you are getting average into 20, right? Or percentage, whatever you want. So this is one algorithm where every instructions are of simple instructions, right? Simple statements are there. Then here, how to compute its time? It's very simple. First step, only 2 operations are there, assignment operations. So here you count it is 2. Here is equal to plus 1, 2. Here also 2 operations. Here equal to and division. So here again 2 operations. Here 1. Here again 2 operations. Right. So you finally you add it 8 total operations. So Tn is equal to 8 means order of 1. So you know this is. So if it is simple instructions, you can immediately compute the time. But some algorithm may contain loop, like for loop. This is one algorithm where a for loop is there, while loop or do while loop. 3 types of loops you can write in any algorithm. So if it is a loop, then how to find the time complexity of this loop? So we have already written that number of operations in the body into number of iterations. So here operation is 1 equal to assignment operation 1 plus operation. So 1, 2 into number of iteration is n. So twice n. 1, 2, or sometimes I equal to I plus plus. If you add, then it is 3n. Otherwise, it is twice n. So we have written here. This is twice of n. So it is theta. So this is what we have written, that in case of a loop, find how many operations are there into number of operations into number of iterations, right? So this is what we have written. This is the time complexity. If it is a loop, for loop or while loop or do while loop, right? So, and if your algorithm contains if else statement or if else statement, this type of conditional statements are there, then how to find this time complexity? That we have written. Suppose this is the if module, this is else module, or it might be else if another else module might be there. So you find the time complexity of this one. You find the time complexity of else part, another else if part, else part. Then suppose the time complexity theta n square, theta n, another is theta log n. Then you write in this way. The time complexity is theta n square if the condition suppose n equal to 0. Else theta n. You have to write in this way. This is the if else statement. Okay, it also depends on the exact problem. Okay, so when we'll develop the algorithm, then also you will understand how, if there is an if else statement, how to compute this time, because that also varies for worst case, best case, and average case. So we have to also check. So this condition, how many times you are this if condition is executed. Accordingly, also we have to write the complexity. So suppose n equal to 10, and you are interested a binary string of length 10, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0. Suppose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Suppose length binary string of length 6. Binary string of length 6. So how many binary strings of length 6 are possible? Can anyone tell how many binary strings of length 6 are possible? All can be 0. This can be 0. This is 1. How many such binary strings are possible? Is it 2 to the power 6? All can be 1. All can be 1. Every cell I can use either 0 or 1. Right? So total 2 to the power 6, 64 binary strings are possible. Suppose these 64 binary strings you are passing in an algorithm. Right? And out of this 64, suppose this condition is only for when all are 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When all are 1, this is executed. In all other cases, all other 63 cases, else part is executed. Only in one case, this if part is executed. You have written that type of code, right? So that type of requirement is there in your algorithm. So only one case, if part will be executed, and all other 63 cases, else part will be executed. And we know then what will be the time complexity. This is you can write when exactly you want. You can write when your input is this one, complexity is theta n square, else complexity is theta. That also you can write. Or because it is only one case, so you may tell that your time complexity is theta, because most of the time you are getting theta. So that also you can tell. But this is a rare occurrence, and all other cases, because you are getting theta n, so you can tell that your algorithm time is theta n. But this is the better approach. This is the correct approach that you can tell for this particular case when n equal to, for this particular string, this is theta n square. All other cases, this is theta. This is your conditional statements part. And also we have seen suppose nested for loops. Right, nested for loops like suppose one for loop, outer for loop, this is inner for loop. How to find the time? Same. Now first you find the time of the inner for loop, number of operations in the body into number of iterations. Right. Suppose this here it is operation is 50, 50n is the body into number of iterations here. Suppose this is again 1 to n, so you multiply n. If it is 1 to log n, you multiply log. So this your time complexity accordingly either 50n square or 50n log n. Then you express in terms of notations. Right. So 3 for loops might be there, nested for loops. For loop, while loop, mixture can be there, or while loop, again another while loop, again another while loop. So whatever way it can be given, I think you can find out. It is simple. So just remember that this is one shortcut way to immediately you can find its time complexity. 2 examples we have discussed. One is matrix addition, which needs 2 for loops. Another is matrix multiplication, which needs 3 for loops. Right? So for matrix addition, it is order of n square. Matrix multiplication requires order of n cube. If size is A dimension is n by n, B dimension is n by n, then your matrix multiplication will be order of n into n into 3 for loops. If you write I, j, k, right, then it will be order of n. this is one important part you must remember, which we will use. And also one theorem we have last class discussed, that big O Fn plus big O Gn equal to big O maximum of Fn Gn. Big O Fn into big O Gn equal to big O Fn into G. Right? So one example, big O n plus big O n cube, you find which one is maximum, you write that. So big O n into big O n square, you just multiply. If it is multiplication, you can multiply. You can prove it using the definition of these notations. Right? You can find the constants and n0, n1, accordingly you can find this. And one use application also, I told you what is the application of this one. Suppose one module you have written function 1, suppose this is big O n square, and function 2, this is big O log n. Then suppose this is my total algorithm. This is your total algorithm. Then what is the time? So one way is every step you find the time. That is one way. Then you add. Or if you have already computed one module time, this is 1 on n square, another module in log n. So you can use this one. So then the total time, if you add n square plus big O log n. Big O n square plus big O log n. So what is the answer? Answer will be big O maximum. Big O n square. Maximum between these two. Right? So this is we are using in the nested for loops. Nested for loops. That's a big O n into another big O n square. Right? So this is what we have discussed in last classes. Now there are another variety your algorithm may contain, which we'll use in many algorithms. It's called a recursion. Your algorithm may contain a recursive algorithm. What is a recursion? Means recursion are of two types. One is direct recursion, another is indirect recursion. Right? Write in this. Function 1 is a function that calls the same function. This is a same function, is a function name is in the body of this function. Function 1 calls itself. That is called direct recursion. Okay, indirect recursion means function 1 calls function 2. Again, function 2 calls function 1. Right? So this variation, although is another function is you are calling, another function name. So initially you may think that it is recursion is not there, but when you analyze or see the body of this function 2, then again you find a function 1. That means this part is again here. That means function 1 calls function 1. So this is called indirect recursion. Or function 1 calls function 2. Function 2 calls function 3. Function 3 calls function 1. Right? So that this is indirect recursion. This is direct recursion. Right? So now suppose this type of algorithm is there, then how to find the time complexity? This is your today's discussion. So let us start. I will start with his first example, which we all are familiar, factorial n. Okay, so you know n factorial is n into n minus 1 factorial. So using recursion, and 0 factorial is 1. So you can write in this way, is 1 if n equal to 0, else it is n into n minus 1 factorial, right? So 1 into 2 into 3 into n is n factorial. So you can write either using a for loop without using recursion, but we are discussing how to write using recursion. Recursion will be n into this is n minus 1 factorial. You can write, always write that way. So step 1, if n equal to 0, then you know 0 factorial is 1. Else return n into n minus 1 factorial. Means you call the same function, parameter is different. So this is what is your algorithm. But it is a, you can check the function, same function name I am calling, but with a different parameter. Right. So this is an example of a recursion. Now question is, what will be the time complexity of this algorithm? Here our previous knowledge will help us that this is a conditional if and else. So time complexity you can write. So if part, if n equal to 0, if n equal to 0, if you are passing factorial 0, then only this part will be executed. So here it says return 1, right? Only one operation is there. So it is 1. One floating point operation. Return statement is there. Else, if n greater than 0, then else part will be executed. So it says return n into, this is one operation, factorial n minus 1. So if Tn, what is Tn? So we are here Tn, let Tn be the time complexity of factorial algorithm when the input size is n. So if you want factorial 5, you will write T of 5. If you want to execute 7 factorial, then you write that is you store in T of 7, right? So that means factorial n minus 1, it should be T of n minus 1, right? So else, so this step will take, because you are calling the same function, means all these instructions are present again. So T of n minus 1 plus another multiplication operation is there. So step 4 requires T of n minus 1 plus 1. So this is how you will get one equation from a recursive algorithm. So this is, so a recursive algorithm, first develop a correct recursive algorithm for your problem. Then that will give you an equation which we will call a recurrence equation. So now your job is to solve the recurrence equation. To solve the recurrence equation, to obtain your time complexity in terms of notation. To obtain the time complexity in terms of theta, time complexity in terms of 5th order notations. Okay, so now my question reduces how to solve these recurrence equations. So this algorithm gives this recurrence equation. If you write another algorithm, it will give another recurrence equation. So various recurrence equations you can find from a recursive algorithm. Now, how to solve these recurrence equations? Okay, there are many methods. You must have read some of these in your discrete mathematics course, but we will use these methods, some methods in algorithms. First one is iteration method. Second method is called a recurrence tree method. Another is called your substitution method. Another is your using Master's theorem. Solve the recurrence equation using Master's theorem. Another is generating function method. So many methods are there to solve this recurrence equation. Let us first discuss what is iteration method. We can solve this equation. So, and you know any recurrence equation, this part is called the base case, right? So this is my base case. This is the recursive steps, recursion. So let us solve what is iteration method. This is very simple. So I am writing my recurrence equation Tn minus 1 plus 1. So this is base case. It will finally it will terminate with the base case. So suppose you are passing n greater than 0. Else part. You are passing 50 factorial 50 you want to calculate, or any value 100 factorial. So that means you will execute this algorithm. So what will be the time? So Tn will be, this is Tn minus 1 plus 1. Again, how to calculate Tn minus 1? Means the same algorithm, same formula. T of n minus 2 plus 1. Okay, again plus 1. This one. Right? This I am using the same algorithm, same recurrence equation. If you are passing n minus 1, it will be n minus 1 minus 1 n minus 2. Right? So you again, so what you will get? 2n minus 2 plus 2. Right? So this is T n minus 2 plus 2. Right. Same, if you repeat, T next will be Tn minus 3 plus 1 plus 2. Right? So finally, it will end with the base case. So we know if n equal to 0, then it is 1. So finally, it will be 0. 0 means when it will be 0. N minus 2, n minus 3, n minus 4, n minus n. So when it is 3, it is 3. So when it will be n, this is also n. So this is T of 0 plus n. And we know that T of 0 is given. So T of 0 is 1. So this is 1 plus n. And we know what this will be theta of, it's a polynomial of degree 1, so theta of n. So the time complexity of this algorithm is now theta of n. Okay, so we got what is iteration method. You can also solve some other problems. Tn equal to t n by 2 plus 1. Using iteration method also you can solve. So how to solve this? I am not writing other base case if you want. Okay. And T of 1 is equal to suppose 0. This is given. So if n greater than 2, if n greater than 1, this is the, if n greater than 1, this is my Problem? When n equal to 1, this is your equation. It can be also be written in this way. T of n is equal to 1 is equal to 0 if n equal to 1. T of n by 2 plus 1 else. If n is of the form 2 to the power k. Right. So here I am passing n 64, 16, 8, right? Otherwise, I have to write this floor function, or this is this question and this question. T of n by 2 floor plus 1, or Tn equal to T of n by 2 ceiling plus 1. You can write. Here, any n you can take. Floor function, ceiling function. I hope you know this. What is floor function, ceiling function? 7 by 2 floor. What is its value? 3.5. Its floor. Floor is 3. Right. And 7 by 2 ceiling. 3.5. Its ceiling is 4. So these two important functions, one is called floor function, another is called ceiling function. Okay. Otherwise, you cannot divide. If it is arbitrary n by 2, you cannot do it. It is not an integer. Right. So you can use either this question or this question or this question. Whatever it can be, you can answer. The answer will be same because they are very n by 2 ceiling, n by 2 floor. All are when n is very large, the time complexity will be same. So we will solve this one. Tn equal to T n by 2 plus 1. So again, T n by 2 means n by 2 by 2, n by 2 square plus 1. Again, this plus 1. Right? So T, so this is what? T n by 2 square plus 1 plus 1 is 2. Again, if Tn is Tn by 2 plus 1, Tn by 2 square, how to calculate this one? Again, n by 2 square by 2. When you store, put n by 2 square in place of n. So Tn by 2 q plus 1, right? Again, plus 2. So this will be T n by 2q plus 3. So what will be the next value? Can anyone tell? In this way, finally, you have to reach at 1 because this is given. Best case is given. Okay? This is my best case, right? And this is the recursion. This part. So T1 plus how much? Can anyone tell what will be this value?
So log n base 2.
Yes. This will be log n, LGN, log n base 2. Right? Why? So this should be of the form n by, so when it is 1, so n by 2q, n by 2 to the power 4, it should be finally n by 2 to the power k equal to 1. So this value will be of the form n to the power 2 to the power k. Right? So you just solve this. N equal to 2 to the power k and put log both sides. So LGN equal to k LG. LG means base 2. So this is 1 log 2 base 2. So k equal to Lg. So if you put k equal to Lgn here, then only 2 to the power Lgn is n. N by n is 1. Right. So when it will be n by 2 to the power k, 2 to the power 4, here it is 4. So n by 2 to the power k means here it should be k, and k value is log. Right. And t of now t of 1 is given, it's 0. 0 plus log n, it is log. So in terms of notation, can anyone tell what I will write? This is theta log direct function. So this is your another example. You can write. So let us you try to solve some other problems. Right? I'm giving a task. Tn is equal to twice Tn by 2 plus suppose n. Okay, so you try to solve this one. Now, today I will also discuss the second method. Okay, recurrence tree method. So this recurrence equation, so when I am not writing, means best case is you have to find out t of 1 is 1. It's written t of 1 is 1. Okay. But in your exam, only this type of, only the recursion part will come. Best case either because it's n by 2, 16, 16 by 2 is 8, 8 by 2 is 4, 4 by 2 is 2, 2 by 2 is 1. So in this case, it will, the best case is given 1. But if it is n minus 1, like this one, then best case should be 0 or 1, whatever is given. Right? So let us discuss what is the recurrence tree method. Suppose let us solve this problem using that method. So Tn is Tn by 2 Tn by 2 plus n. So what is significance? Significance of when array size is n, if it is an array, you are dividing into two parts of one size is n by 2, another size is n by 2. Tn by 2 plus Tn by 2, 2Tn by 2. Right. So when array size is n, you are actually dividing into two sub-arrays, sub-problems, each of size n by 2. So the time complexity is T of n by 2. And again, so this problem is such, you are also giving some effort in other logics. You have written some other logics also. So that is your cost function. So while this is the division part, again, the effort you are giving, the cost associated in this division and other operations you are adding, that depends on the exact problem for which you are writing the algorithm, that cost is n. So this is the interpretation of this particular recurrence equation. So when I am writing Tn equal to 2Tn by 2 plus n, that means I am, if n is my parameter, if n is my array size, input size, I am dividing into two sub-problems, each of size n by 2, and the cost associated is n, whatever is given here. That is your cost. And you can repeat it. So when again it's a smaller problem, it's also again difficult to solve. What you will do? Again you can write. Again you divide into two parts. N by 2 by 2. Right? So n by 4. N by 2 square. Again n by 2 square. Right? Again also you are dividing. Here also n by 2 square, n by 2. So if array size is n, then cost is n. So when array size is n by 2, so in this level, cost is, for this division, cost is n by 2. Again, for this division, cost is also n by 2. So total cost will be this plus this. So this is again n. Right? Similarly, you go on dividing. You will get a tree, n by 2q, n by 2q, cost is n by 2 square. Here also n by 2q. So each step first is n by 2 square plus n by 2 square plus n by 2 square. So here again you add 4. N by 4 plus n by 4 plus n by 4 plus n by 4. This is the total cost. Right? Or n by 4 plus n by 4 plus n by 4 plus n by 4, which is equal to 1. So you go on, divide this one till you reach at the base case. So base case is given when it is 1. When everything is 1, right? So you go on. And each stage, the cost will also vary. Just above. So this is the total cost you add. The cost part if you add, that will give you the total time complexity. So time complexity will be n plus n plus n. How many n's are there? Can anyone tell how many n is present here? If it is 5 times, then 5n is the total cost. If it is 10 times, n, 10n. How many n are here? How many? Can anyone? This is from root. This is the number of edges that you are computing. How many edges are there? The height of this tree, binary tree. No. Because when it is 2 to the power 1, only one edge. When it is 2 square, then 2 edge. Right? So here, how many edges are present? Can anyone tell? So this is again same formula. This will be 1 means here any part you check n by 2, n by 2 square, n by 2 cube. Finally, this is n by 2 to the power k. Form must be in the form 2 to the power k. So already we have checked when it is n by 2 cube, age is 3. N by 2 to the power k, then total age will be k. So total age is total number of n. Right? So n by 2 to the power k equal to 1 means, so again same 2 to the power n equal to 2 to the power k, and put log both sides, log n equal to k lg2. lg2 is 1, log 2 base 2. So k equal to lg. So n plus n plus n, k times, this will be n lgn, this will be theta n lg. You can represent in terms of any notation. You can write big O notation. Theta means big O, theta also big omega. You can write any notation. But the better representation is theta. If you can write both upper bound and lower bound, that will give you a better representation. So the answer for this recurrence equation will be, the solution of this recurrence equation is theta n log n. You will see the exact algorithm where this recurrence equation will come. So we'll discuss one algorithm, Morse sort algorithm, where you will find after writing the algorithm like this factorial, if you write Morse sort algorithm, you will find that the recurrence equation will be this one. And if we solve, we have already solved, that is theta n log. So time, then we'll say the time complexity of Morse sort algorithm is theta n log. Many algorithms will discuss where different recurrence equation will come. Right. So I am giving some tasks to you. You solve. So you got, this is a tree structure. Recursively, we are exploring that tree. That's why its name is recurrence tree method. You can solve in this method also. So two different methods we have discussed. One is iteration method, another is recurrence tree method. Right. So other methods we will discuss in other classes. So, but you take some assignment and solve it. Tn to 2t n by 2 plus log n. We try to solve this. Or another question is say t n by 2 plus n. Sometimes Tn equal to 3t n by 3 also you can write. Okay, if it is 3 t n by 3 plus 1, try to solve this. So there the tree on n you divide into 3 branches. T equal to n by 2 means n you divide into n by 2 square. So these two problems, this problem also you can solve using recurrence tree method. This one, right? And this whatever, this is the solution of this equation also. So when n is very large, n by 2 floor, n by 2 ceiling, that's same n by 2.
Excuse me, sir.
Uh,
Sir,
Tell me.
in the hello,
Ask the question.
sir, in the recurrence tree method, sir, we are also counting the starting n. So there will be total of log n base 2 plus 1 many n's.
No, total. This one you are computing. The last one you are not computing. That's why.
Oh, la. Okay, okay, okay.
No. One you are adding here, one you are deleting. This last age we are not computing. Just before that we are. That is the way. Got it?
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
1 plus 1 minus.
Yes, sir.
Anything? So you see the book, you will find many problems and try to solve those problems. Right?